Hello guys, how's everybody doing today? Great to see you all here. Wonderful to see you here today. So what we're going to cover today is shifting instantly. There is this big thing going on that everybody wants to shift. They want to get into that what we call future self, that new reality. They want to experience the new version, the new life. When they look around, they say, oh wow, look at this stuff I like to change, this stuff I want to manifest. We call that shifting our reality. So shifting your reality basically means moving from a state of lack to a state of abundance, to the state that you want to be into, the state that you are looking to manifest, the state that you want to create, the state that you want to get. That's what we call shifting our realities, right? So when you're going to shift realities, the most important thing to do with the shift of reality is to separate the conscious and the subconscious. You want to get the logical mind more limited, and you want to exercise the unconscious mind more limitless. So shifting realities basically means focusing more of your attention in influencing and changing the subconscious habits and programs we have. Our subconscious have a lot of stuff in it. Some serve us, some don't. And it's really drives our life. So when you want to shift into a desired reality where you can meet your dreams and manifest your goals and your desires, it's very important for you to change the subconscious program in there. And you change your subconscious program by changing the way you have been thinking, by changing the way you've been doing things, by changing your perception around certain things. You know, that's how you shift reality. Now, there's a radical way that you can go do right now that can really just shift your reality and take you to this whole new level. And this radical way is you have to stop identifying yourself with your personality in your mind. You have to become like nothing. That's, you know, nothing means basically you're not attached, you're not held on, you're not looking, you're not needing, you're just accepting and you're just existing and using the tools that are available to you. It's like you're not reacting and you're not letting anything get your emotions high or get your emotions way low. You're just what we call the flow state. When you can get into that state, then your reality will shift a lot faster, because now you're misidentifying yourself with your conscious mind. You see, the thing is, in our reality, in a three-dimensional world we live in, a lot of the way we see life and the way we experience our patterns is based on our logical mind. And our logical mind is not that smart when it comes to fulfilling your big dreams, because it doesn't believe, first of all, your logical mind does not believe that you can achieve those big dreams that you're dreaming about. And the reason it believes that you can't achieve them is because it sees it's never been done. It just says it can't do it. Otherwise, it would tell you, yeah, we could manifest and we could have these big dreams, but it always tells you, oh, I don't know, that may be difficult, that may be tricky. So what you have to understand, people, you're very smart here, is to move away from an old identity and to get into a new identity. Now, what's the new identity mean? A new identity means, what's the new version of yourself? What type of person? What type of career? What type of things? What would you feel? How would you look? What would you feel like? You know, what would be different in your life? What are things that you'll be doing now that you couldn't do before? What are things you like to see coming in? What type of personality would you like to have now? Would you like to be more confident? Would you like to see yourself being more outgoing? You know, that's called a new identity. Once you can see a new identity, and by the way, when you see this new identity, you have to see it inside your mind. You know, you're not going to see it. Or if you can't see it inside your mind, you could write down your new identity. You could write down it on the notes, or you can do journaling. You can write in a question form. You say, why am I so confident now? Why am I always so successful? Why am I so brilliant? Why do I always get what I desire? You know, why am I so cool and calm? That's going to create a new identity for you. A new identity will be adopted by your subconscious mind. When the subconscious mind adopts a new identity now, because it's illogical, it's just going to run a program. It's going to rerun it. It's going to be a replay. So now your old life will start to move into your new life. Okay? That's how you shift identities, or shift instantly. Now, when we talk about shifting instantly, the word instantly can be misleading. So it's not like tomorrow, tonight you leave your old identity and tomorrow you begin your new identity. It doesn't work quite like that. How it works is everything have to build momentum. So if you're changing your old identity to this new persona you have or desire, then what's going to happen is the old identity now will come to a stop, because you're not focusing on that identity anymore. Now you're focusing on your dream identity, right? So that old identity stops now. And then what happens now, the new identity starts to move. So the old identity is here, and the new identity now starts to create momentum. See, that's the momentum. So the momentum will continue and it will grow, and then before you know it, the new identity kicks out the old identity, and that becomes your new norm. See how that works? So once you start to do that, that's when great things happen in your life, man. Now, the key, guys, to identity shift, or to shift instantly, is to remember one thing. This is the main important thing. You cannot identity shift, or you cannot shift into your new life or your new desires physically. You have to shift mentally. What do I mean physically? It means you can't just go out and force and try to do things physical, go make physical changes, try to force things to happen in the physical world, try to push people, try to do things, try to bust your brain, to try, you're just trying to do something physically. It's not going to work. To shift an identity, to instantly shift to get into that new state, it has to be a mental shift first. Well, actually, it's only mental shift. Mental shifts all show up as physical shifts. So a physical shift is the after effect of a mental shift. So again, remember, no, we don't live in a physical universe. We live in a mental world. It's a mental universe that transcends and gives us an illusion of a physical universe. So everything is mind, everything is consciousness, everything is inside your head. Your head and your thoughts and the energy sends out into a field. A field is what gives you the illusion of three-dimensional world we live in. So if you want to change anything in your life, you got to change it first in your head. If you can't change, I mean, you know, I don't know if you know this, but your whole life has been in your head. Like what you're doing right now, what you're thinking right now, it's all been based on someone forcing you to think a certain way, someone brainwashing you to think a certain way, someone tricking you to think a certain way. That's the only way we experience realities. A matter of fact, I'll tell you something even deeper than that. 90% of people now today, they are not living the life they want to live. They're living the life someone else wants them to live. Yeah, they're not living their life. They're living someone else's life. They're living their parents' dream life for them. They're living their government life. They're living their school life. They're living their family life. They're living their friends' life. They're living the Matrix life. They're living what they watch on TV life. They're living their religious life. You know, they're not living what their real life is. 90% of people like that. And this is what happens when you're not living your life, you become disharmony. You become in a state of disharmony. And when you're in disharmony, a lot of stuff happens. Disharmony will create a lot of stuff in your life. You'll get more anxiety when you're in disharmony. You'll get more depression when you're in disharmony. You get more ailments when you're in disharmony. It's like your body's way of trying to tell you something that, hey, we are not living our life. We're not living our purpose. We're not living our truth. We're living what someone else planted in our minds. That's what I told you. I said they'll trick you, right? That's a trick. They'll brainwash you to make you think that. So if you wanna shift your reality, the good news is, people, here's the good news for you. Even though they may trick you to live someone else's life, but deep inside of you, your life is still in there. And that comes into what you call your desires. So if you ever get that time when you're chilling by yourself and you just start thinking about the big stuff, the stuff you like to do, that's your true life. That's what you really came here to do. That's what you really came here to manifest. So it's always going to show itself to you. But the smart ones, the wise ones, will pick up on this. So once you pick up on this desire, okay, that you know is in you, that's when you want to act on it. And you act on it through the mental. You start to see the images of it first, and you start to act on it through the subconscious mind. You start to impress your subconscious mind with your new life. Then you'll start to become your authentic self. Then you start to live in harmony. And when you're in harmony, that's when great things happen for you. That's when the universe now will start to work in your favor, because now you're back to what you call your old self. You ever heard that? Oh, I'm not myself today. Oh, I'm back to my old self. When you're back, you know, when you're back to your old self, you feel like everything is good, right? Da, da, da. So a lot of people aren't living their old self, they're living their pre-programmed self. So to instantly shift your reality, you have to first realize, what type of self are you living? Are you living what you want, or are you living to serve other people? Are you living to serve your parents? Are you living to serve society? Are you living because of the pressure of your peers? Are you living because this is the way to do it? Are you living to follow the Joneses? Are you living because you think it's the cool way to do it? If you're doing any of that, you won't be successful in the long run. You got to live your authentic life. Your authentic life, again, I repeat this, it's in your desires, man. Everybody have something that they want to accomplish, but they think they can't accomplish it. That's your true thing. So you have to live for you. Living for me, correct. You have to live for you. So, and let me tell you something. I'm telling you a sad statistics about this. I said 90% of people are living their fake life. They're really living someone else's life. This is why you see a lot of stuff don't work out. People, like, you know, like 50% of marriages fail within the first like 5 years. Did you realize that? No, actually it was more than, I think, 75%. That's crazy. Why would 75% of all marriages not work out? Well, if you understand what I'm teaching you, you'll see why they don't work out. The reason why they don't work out, because most people aren't living who they are. They are living because someone told them who to marry, what type of person to like. It's not who they really like, it's what they've been programmed by their parents. Oh, that's my parents married that type of guy. So I'm just going to marry that type of guy. I'm going to date that type of guy. They're not dating or looking for people based on what they truly like. They're looking for dating people on what they were programmed to like. Being programmed to like something and truly liking something is two different fields. You want to test it? Try marriage. If your marriage is working out, you're doing, then that's your true program. That's who you really like. If it ain't, pre-program, man. They make you think that's what you're supposed to do. And the next one, to show you, is your level of income, what you're making in your life. Your level of income will go as far as your level of mind. How much you make in money will determine how much you make in your mind. Did you know that? If your mind is every day in a state of lack or trying to figure out how, or limitation, it's gonna reflect in your paycheck. If you want to make your paycheck grow bigger, expand your mind to go bigger. Because I just told you, it's really simple. Everything is mental. We live in a mental universe, multiverse. There's no physical world here. What you see in the physical is a creation in the mental. And it happens so fast that you miss it. So you think you're physical. Ah, that's deep. But you're not. So everything is reflective in the mind. So when you want to shift into a new reality, you shift in the mental first. Yes. So the biggest tip for you to shift into the mental, into the new version of you, is here it is you have to act like you already have it. That's it. Once you act like you already have it, you're gonna have it. You act like you don't have it, you don't have it. Because again, it's a mental rehearsal, it's a mental gymnastics, it's a mental world, mental concept. That's right. They'll say is get your mind right. When you get your mind right, you get your reality right. Get your mind wrong, you get your reality wrong. But I want to just give you this knowledge so that you can just see and think and just expand. I'm not here to convince anyone or try to tell you or push you to do something. I'm just here to give you the truth and show you what's happening with your mind and how it works. Just like I just told you that 90% of people aren't living who they are. They're living someone else. You know, even your name that your parents are giving you, you know, don't take that too seriously, because that's not you. It's just a tag. So I find that if you start to live your life like you really don't have importance on stuff, then things will go better for you. And what do I mean by that? If you start to live your life like it's already done, you already have it, you know, it's on the way, it's a done deal, that type of frame, type of mindset, you know, that type of confidence, even if you don't have it right now, but if you start to live like that, like, you know, you have it on you, people will pick it up like, man, why are you so confident? Why are you just always so optimistic? Why you always think something good is going to work out? Because they're picking up that energy, then your life is going to transcend and become that thing. Because again, it can only happen one way, mental first. See that? If you know the secret to the universe, people, everything is mental projecting as physical. I'm going to repeat that again. Everything is mental projecting as physical. Write that down, and that's going to change your whole life, your whole game. Everything is mental projecting as physical. And you have control in the mental, because you're in your own head. You know what you can think about. And the beauty about being in your own head is you have freedom. You can dream big, you can dream small, you can go ridiculous, you can see everything you want. There is no cap in your head. The only cap is what you put on there. So think about that. So that's what I want to leave you with today, to shift instantly. See how that works? And then once you shift instantly, boom, the whole world will change for you. You can even manifest to win the lottery tomorrow, today, whenever, because it's an instant shift. All you gotta do is act like it, feel like it, let it go, and it's gonna happen. Now, I'll say one thing. I'll say this, okay? When it comes to the shift and it's the thing to manifest in your life, that is out of your control. When it comes to timing, you pass the baton to the higher self. The higher self, all right, leave it, I got it right here. You say, hey, higher self, can I get this tomorrow? Higher self says, relax, I'm going to do it at the right time. Huh? But I want it tomorrow. Chill out. I'm going to do it when you need to get it. Oh, okay. So the timing, don't worry about the timing. Leave the timing to the higher mind. Just stay in the flow, and you'll be good to go. See you again.